Hello everyone. Imana here with another video about my Moldavite. So it's been over a week since I've had it. It's been 9 days since I've had my Moldavite, and I remember like somebody saying that Moldavite will not let you be satisfied or something like that, or content, in one of her videos, and I was just like, that's interesting, you know. I guess it's like a relentlessness, the spirit of relentlessness. Um, I realized that, on my own, like, okay, first of all, anybody who is highly spiritual gets tested in a lot of different ways all the time. And so, I mean, because if like you're really truly spiritual, then you're not like spiritual. Well, maybe, hey, all right. I feel like there's two kinds of people. There's a spiritual person who says that they're spiritual and they need to be away from people because they're so sensitive and they can't be bothered with the world, and they are very, very particular about the people that they bring in. They understand spiritual laws and they want to be of service, but they have to be in control of how they're going to be in service, and that is that. Okay? And then you got people who are spiritual who are living in the world, and that would be me. I'm not on the top of a mountain preaching. I live in the hood. There's shootings and all kinds of weird stuff that happens in my neighborhood all the time. But I feel divinely protected always. I struggle. I have issues. I got a book. It's called I Got Issues, but I integrate my spiritual practice into my daily life. But I do feel like I encounter more trials than the average person does. And they're not existential crises that I'm talking about. These are trials like just like, damn, like everywhere you got issues. You like, people in my like, what? So the Moldavite has helped me to see that as a thing, like as a recurring story that I want to change. I don't want to be the person that always got issues. And so I've been finding myself distancing myself from people who may not respect or understand, but I also find myself being like highly intuitive and like tapped into intelligence, and also kind of surrendering to what it is that I don't know. I was able to get my hands back on my favorite audiobook that used to be my favorite audiobook, Michael Bernard Beckwith's Life Visioning. And his life visioning, kind of audiobook, you can download it on Audible. His life visioning audiobook is all about spiritual transformation. So how appropriate for me to have a spiritual transformation tool that I'm using, this Moldavite, while I'm simultaneously awakening to a book that I had my hands on 12 years ago, and now here I am listening to it like heavily every single day, allowing myself to go into meditative trances, allowing myself to chant more Daimoku, Namyo Renge Kyo, and just allowing myself to go back to books like Think and Grow Rich that I haven't read. So it's not like magic is happening. Allowing myself to I decided I'm taking more decisive steps. I guess is one thing that's happened with the Moldavite. I'm taking more decisive steps. For a while, for like the first 7 days or so, I had a nap time of 4:30 p.m. Every day at 4:30, it was like, it's time to rest your brain, sis. It's time to rest your brain. So, that happened. I don't know. Like, I'm still noticing the synergy of things. So that's how Moldavite and I are. I'm still waiting for my other one to come in the mail, Where are you? I ordered you almost 4 weeks ago. Come on, sis. Where you at? I'm not waiting for this to do anything for me. But I like what it is doing in my auric field and on my person. So I haven't taken it off. I probably took it off once just to take a shower, and then I put it right back on. No ET experiences, no ringing around my ears. I did lose 2 pounds. That was pretty awesome, last week. I am more motivated to exercise. I opened up my sacred space a little bit here. This is my cat's toy. There you go. I opened up my sacred space more so that I could dance and move my body, because one thing I know, after the years and years that I've been kind of learning and studying and trying to practice these spiritual laws, is that, if you want to experience more flow, you gotta get in the groove and move. So I have been walking a lot more. My phone is so happy with me. I have like the Sweatcoin cryptocurrency app that counts your steps and all of that stuff. And I have been moving like I've increased my steps to 5,000 steps a day, on average. But like yesterday I did like 10,000 steps. The day before that I did like 6,000 steps. So I am moving my body more. The day before that I did 6,000 steps, and the day before that I did 6,000 steps, maybe 7,000, 8,000. So yeah, on average, I'm averaging like 5,000 steps. There are days when I just want to rest. I don't want to do anything. I'm getting bolder, but then I'm also noticing like where I hit a block, like where, like, for example, I'm trying to raise money for an event that I want to go to, and it's like the first, and I'm really just kind of playing a game. There's ways that I could get money, I guess, kind of quickly and kind of do that. And I've done that before, but I don't want to do that this time. I want to test out my abilities to generate income. And so, I followed the Think and Grow Rich, something just kind of like practical wisdom, I guess, is kind of a part of my process these days since I've had the Moldavite. So I read a book and then I say, okay, it's telling me to do these things, so I want to do them, kind of thing. So I've been doing that. And then there is the experience of, again, running into a block. So, so the book says, write down your goal. What do you want? But what I realized in this, that I have more clarity. And so I know that to start, I want to make this much money. So like, say you want to make $10,000 a month, or $10,000 is not enough for me to say, especially when I have $200,000 in student loan debts. It's not enough to say $10,000 is what I want, because I know no. What I want is to generate $10,000 a month of cash flow. I want to generate a cash flow of starting out $10,000 a month by October the 2nd of 2020. And then the next goal is to generate $50,000 of cash flow monthly. And that will be in 2021. And I can say 6 months later, so April 4th, my birthday, by the time I'm 36, I will be generating $50,000 a month of cash flow. Just working it out, just like, yeah, come on. And like, nobody's telling me to do this, so I know that it's like an influence of an internal influence. And so I have a vision, And it's telling me like also the book is also saying like, well, it comes with a price. What are you gonna do to generate this kind of income or whatever? And so like anything else, like if you have a fitness goal, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, you're gonna experiment, you're gonna play with it. But for me, I've been kind of creating these opportunities. Oh, I had my first client too. I got my first private practice client last week, with the Moldavite as well. So I'm going to continue to use the four elements of earth, air, water, and fire. Moldavite is my earth element that I'm using. So boom. It is also kind of like an ethereal element though, because came from a meteorite and it's crystallized in that form, in glass form, tektite, da 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 da. So I'm thinking that the Moldavite will help me. So I hope that with integrating the earth element, I've also been, really consuming more water and engaging more water. Even doing the dishes starts to feel more spiritual. Like, this is something that we have to do. We're going to do these dishes. We're going to put a little bleach in the water because, COVID. Want to sterilize things and make sure that all my stuff is clean, all my tools for eating, consuming, and preparing are sterilized. So it's like practical wisdom. Fire, I've been like sun gazing. I've been out in the sun a lot. Also, just trying to awaken my kundalini, doing different like spine exercises and breath work, stuff like that. And then I think that's everything. Earth, air, water, fire, breath work, air, allowing the wind to come to me, sitting in the wind. I understand that wind kind of purifies as well. So again, earth elements. I've also noticed a desire to drink less alcohol. So like I'll pour myself a glass of wine and then I'll just look at it. And I might take 2 sips and then just leave it there, which is very, very wasteful. But at the same time, like, so yeah, that's my Moldavite experience, 9 days in. It's been cool. I'm gonna keep wearing it. Maybe I'll get my other piece that I ordered soon. I'll keep you posted with business because that's my focus right now, to establish business. I'm having blockages with my website and I'm having blockages with income, finance. So with the awareness of the obstacles, I want to like keep attacking the obstacles with strong intention to overcome and surmount them. So I like the obstacles because they're helping me to see like, okay, you're not gonna get in my way. So yeah, that's my Moldavite experience.